Yo, what's good, YouTube? It's your boy Vid, aka Pro Bench Warmer, and I'm bringing you RBL Season 4, Week 8 against the Dallas Starmies, coached by Krump, who does have a YouTube channel here on YouTube, obviously, with his brother. I will link that in the description. Now, this week was going to be hectic as hell, simply because Krump is an amazing battler. In Season 3, he held his own. He was, ridiculously strong. It also, how strong the battler is, how strong the team is, and I don't think he drafted bad this season either. Like he has a ridiculously strong rain team. Sorry about the trucks in the back. He has a ridiculously strong rain team with Mega Swampert, Polytoad, also with Moltres and Tornado, which you see on the screen. Spamming Hurricane in the rain is crazy. He has Sylveon, who can be offensive as hell. He has Skuntank, things like Tyrantrum, things like Swellow and Skuntank, who I already said Skuntank. Primate, who even though they were his NU picks, can put in a lot of work. His flying spam or like fighting spam are really decent, especially in league format. Other mons that he has on his team, he has things like Metagross, which I was very afraid of, because that thing is very, it hits very hard. Even though it's non-mega form, it's kind of slow, it still gets access to agility and all the moves that it gets out of mega anyway, so it hits really hard. I was very scared of that. The only way I thought I could beat this team, like have an answer to Mega Swapper plus have answers to everything else on the team, was to Hazard stack. So you see my team, I do have access to Stealth Rock and access to Toxic Spikes on my team, and I felt like that was my only way to victory. I was glad that I did not see Metagross at team preview. So let's go over my team and then go over Krump. Now, I have a physically defensive Spiritomb rocking out with Shadow Ball with Pain Split and I believe Destiny Bond, because I did not have a good answer to Swampert. I wanted to be able to come in, click Destiny, take a hit for full, click Destiny Bond and like force him out. Yeah, and he doesn't have like, I don't know, like some type of setup. If Swampert gets some type of setup, just physically defensive. I have a standard Tentacool with Scald, Sludge Wave, Toxic Spike, and Rapid Spin, just standard like recommended Smogon set. Thunderous is max special attack, modest with enough speed to outspeed Swampert in the rain after an agility, and then the rest in HP. With Nasty Plot, agility, Grass Knot, Thunderbolt, which would have blew through his team, which was great prep. Like I didn't know how I'd be able to get it off, but I knew I'd be able to get it off. Then you have Jirachi rocking out with a especially defensive variant with Sugar Berry, just to be able to take one Earthquake from Swampert with Iron Head, Energy Ball, Stealth Rocks, and U-Turn. Just no investment in special attack or special defense. I mean special attack or physical attack, but I knew I needed to have Energy Ball there to weaken Swampert at least. I believe I was Careful Nurture. Then you have Scarf Adamant, Garchomp with Stone Edge, Earthquake, Outrage, and Poison Jab. Then we have Miltank. Miltank was originally not here on the team. I changed it up literally 5 minutes before the match went on. I took off Verzion, but because I didn't want a team that completely loses to Swampert in the rain. So that's my thought process on that. Just flooding Miltank, I can take a hit and probably like paralyze it if I can, if it's not already toxic. So let's go over my opponent's team. He did bring Swampert. He brought him on top. He brought Sylveon, Moltres, Tornado, and Polytoad, and I thought, fuck, he brought Rain, but more importantly, he brought Hurricane Spam Rain, and I don't know how I'm going to be able to deal with that, so I know I have to play on my A game. I know I need Rocks up, I know I need Toxic Spikes up, just to get Swampert to have to switch out sometimes, because he cannot stay in because of the T-Spikes. So let's get into the match. Looking at his team, I led off with Tentacool, knowing that it had a pretty good matchup against his entire team. So he leads off Moltres. I was fearing like Hurricane right off the bat, so I just go for Scald. as he didn't have a good switch in. But Swampert comes in, he does not get the burn. You know, water's cold, and I cannot stay in, so I just go with the Miltank, just to see how much damage he has. So he definitely did almost half, so that's adamant with the earthquake, and he would put hammer arm, and I live it by the grace of God. I knew he had a hammer arm, he had to have hammer arm, so I just go for a body slam and hoping for something, but I got damage off, and that was good. Since rain is not up, I do have mons that outspeed this thing. So he went for ice punch, I guess, predicting the Thunderous, which was good. But he switches out here on Spirit Tomb, and I guess he thought I was on offensive Spirit Tomb. I just get a Wisp off. Which is great, because I get residual damage on Polytoad, which is fine. So I can switch into my Tentacruel. Because I am Rain Dish, and even if he burns me with the Scald, Rain Dish negates the Rain Dish for his Black Sludge negates the 12% burn damage. So I get my Toxic Spikes up here for free, as he does burn me with the Scald here. But as you can see, I get the Rain Dish, I get the Black Sludge, and then I drop down from the burn. I'm back at 81%. So I could have got a second layer of Toxic Spikes right here. I didn't know if he had some type of anything. I didn't want him to switch out into something that threatened Tentacle. Like if he would have went straight into Swampert, like I need to pivot around again, and I was not down for that at all. So I go back in the Miltank to sack it, and he actually makes the play and goes into Tornadus. And I was like, fuck, I could have got another goddamn layer of Toxic Spike and then sack Miltank. So he goes to knock off here, and he reveals that he is Life Orb, so I need to kill this asaptually. So I go into my Scarf Garchomp, thinking that, like, from his perspective, like, I switch in Garchomp into Tornadus. You clearly outspeed me. Hurricane will hurt me. I'm thinking maybe he'll switch out, so I click Outrage originally, but see the immediate threat that the Tornadus was in front of me, plus, you know, I thought the switching would be something like Tentacruel, not Tentacruel, Hitmontop or Swampert to sack it, and then go into Sylveon, because you don't want to take damage on Sylveon if it's not an Outrage. So I just clicked Stone Edge, because even if you went into the other ones, I had answers to those, and Swampert getting weakened was perfect, and he would have to come in on Toxic. He would take Toxic, take Stone Edge damage, and like he would have been weakened, and that was my point. Like if I can weaken Swampert, that'd be great. If I can knock out Tornadus Therian in the same right, that'd be great. And I do knock it out with the Stone Edge, it does land. So that was great here, as it does give him a free switch in his Swampert, but he does get poisoned. As I do switch into, I believe, Spiritomb. Yeah, as he goes for the Waterfall, which is a good play on his part, knowing it would have still done a lot of damage to Garchomp. But he switches out again on Spiritomb, and I'm not 100% sure why he keeps switching out. Maybe like Sucker Punch, like Black Glasses damage, but I go for Pain Split thinking that he will switch out, and he did, so that was great. Sylveon comes in, and here I just start playing around with Sylveon. He goes for Reflect. I was like predicting the Moonblast, but he goes for Reflect, and he's already super weak. I go for my Rocks here, knowing that he'd have to switch out, and I needed my Rocks up. So he goes into Moltres. That threatens me out like crazy. So I go into Spiritomb, as he just goes for the U-turn, knowing that I'd switch out. Like there's no way I was staying, keeping my Jirachi in on the Moltres. As he goes right back into Sylveon, and Sylveon is so weak at this point. It's at 29%, and it hasn't even attacked yet. And I know Sylveon, like Spiritomb brings Sylveon in for free, but he heal bells here, and a lot of statuses get removed. But his Toxic Spike's still on the field. I go for U-turn here, knowing that he cannot stay in, especially because he's so weak. And he does bring in his Hitmontop. I keep forgetting this thing's name. I just U-turn right in the Spiritomb, because you are not getting rid of my Hazardous that easily. So I go for Shadow Ball here, because I kind of have to. I need to weaken anything that comes in, or this thing in front of me. And Spiritomb, just go for Shadow Ball, and gets the Death Drop, like the Scumlord that it is, man. As after the Toxic damage, he cannot stay in on the Shadow Ball, even though it's not invested. he toxics me, which is kind of unfortunate, but it's okay in the long run because I don't really need Spiritomb at this point because his spinner is already super weak. So I go for another Shadow Ball. It does weaken the Politoed, where another Shadow Ball will kill it. I do get severely weakened by that Scald, but I know I couldn't get burned. And Toxic is putting me so low. As he switches into Swampert here, I'm like, I'm just gonna let Spiritomb die because I need to get Toxic on him, like Toxic damage to rack up on him. As he is at 12% now, I can go into Garchomp and sack it off to Rough Skin damage. It's a fair trade. I do not want anything else to get weak on my team. So that was a fair trade on my part, as I am in the lead still because I have the answers to these 3 mons here. So he gets to spin here for free, which is fine. All I need is the rocks at this point, so I was totally fine with him spinning here. I went for Sludge Wave just to keep him weak, and then I go into Jirachi here thinking that he dropped to the poison damage. He goes for Earthquake. I'm thinking that he dropped to the poison damage, but he did not. Was it not Shuka? Was it leftovers? I was leftovers. Oh, okay, I thought I was Shuka. So I go for Stealth Rocks here, knowing that he would try to prioritize killing Jirachi rather than spin away another layer of rocks. Which is a great play on my part because it forces Moltres. It forces Moltres' hand a lot. As I switch into Tentacle, I could have switched in a Thundurus, but once again, the fear of hidden powers, because I have not seen an item on this Moltres. So I was very scared about what his moves might be. But I do sack my Tentacle to Hurricanes, and Hurricanes to me does almost nothing. But I do get to confuse, and I do knock it out with the Thunderbolt, but now it's Sylveon that's very low against Thundurus, and he switches it in, and I went for Thunderbolt here and it would have been GG, but I get hit and he goes for Wish. So the play that I make is I go for Nasty Plot, knowing that if he hits me, if he does choose to hit me, I do not die from it. If it's a physically defensive set, or especially defensive set, they did have Reflect. So I knew I could get the Nasty Plot off and then proceed to bring it back low enough that Jirachi can revenge kill it. Because my Jirachi has no attack investment, so I did need to keep this thing low so that Jirachi can kill it. So I just go into Jirachi here. There's nothing he can do. His only move is Hyper Voice. So I just hit it with an Iron Head and it is GG from there. Now, I think I played this match really well. No discredit to Krump at all. Like, I was thoroughly scared of Swampert the entire time. Until Swampert died, there was not a chance that I thought I was going to win this game. Like, Swampert was that threatening, but Toxic Spikes and Rocks proved to come through and win me the game, getting status on everything, putting it in range of like hits that weren't even infested, which was really good. We getting his Sylveon before Sylveon was able to attack, it was at like lower than 30%, which is amazing. I did not expect that at all. Of course, that was a shout out to the Pain Split Spiritomb, but still, just the pressure that I put on his team, or that I thought I put on his team, did a lot of work. Getting rid of Torn early was great because, as you saw, I had to sack a Mon to Hurricane to bring another Mon in. Like, if I'd have had Torn still in the match, I probably wouldn't have won. But with that being said, we head off to season 9 with week 9 with a 6-2 record plus 14 differential, which is amazing. We are, I think, second or third place in the Rocket League, which is crazy. I've never been this high in the RBL rankings ever. So I want to keep this up. The next team that we face is very scary, very bulky, and I gotta be able to prep to take it on. So you guys will see that match whenever it happens. Been thinking of doing something a little special for that match. I'm not too sure. But with that being said, I'm gonna get going. Peace.